Hola UCAM, hola mundo. Welcome to the very first episode of UCAM Boarding Pass. I am your host, Christian Ronquillo, and I am beyond excited to kick off this journey with you. In this episode, we're diving into a topic that every international student or anyone facing a big life decision can relate: moving forward with a courage. Because let's be real, choosing to study abroad isn't just about picking a university or a country. It's about stepping into the unknown, facing fear, and embracing the adventure of a lifetime. If you're ever found yourself asking, what if I don't fit in? Or even, what if I don't understand the language? Trust me, you are not alone. But here's the truth: every great adventure starts with a little bit of a fear. And today, we're going to talk about how to turn that fear into confidence, excitement, and opportunity. Joining me today are Tia and Carlo, fellow international students who have been in your shoes. They'll be sharing their personal stories, the challenges they've faced, and the lesson they've learned along the way. So whether you're planning to studying here in UCAM, in the middle of processing, or just need that extra push to take the leap, this episode is for you. Get ready for some real talk, valuable insight, and a lot of inspiration. So let's do this and hashtag move forward together. And now I'm gonna welcome my guests, Tia and Carlo.
Hi.
Please introduce yourself to our listeners.
Hi, yes, I'm Tia. I'm from Australia, and I am studying a Master's in Sport Management and an MBA here at UCAM.
Yeah, hi, I'm Carlo. I'm also from the Philippines, like Christian, and I'm doing my master's in innovation and tourism marketing.
Wow, so how's life has been? You've been staying here for how many months now?
Yeah, so I've been here since the end of October, so a few months now. So I feel very settled in compared to when I first got here. Yeah.
About the same, I came here around the first week of November, like just before class started, but I've been in Spain since like 2019, so about 5 years now.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
some time.
So I want you to walk us through to your process of like going in here, and then like I want you to tell us the story, how you find UCAM, and then who helped you, what is the process has been. So Tia, can you share this with us?
Of course. Yeah, so for me, it was a little bit of a crazy one. So I did my bachelor's. I actually graduated in 2016 back in Australia and then fell into a marketing role, and I was fortunate enough to work with sports team and many things. And then I kind of realized that, yeah, I wanted to further my studies and do more than just marketing and hopefully in the sports world. And at the time, I was like traveling between the US and back in Australia and trying to figure out what course. And my mum, bless her, she found this course for me, and she was like, this just sounds like you, and like you should really consider it. And I was like, okay. And everything about the course just, yeah, it sounded like me. And I was like, I'm just going to apply and hope for the best. And yeah, fortunate enough to be accepted. And then it's just been a crazy journey since then. I think I applied like this time last year. So yeah.
So your
it's been a
mom
journey.
do all the research.
Yeah, she's amazing. I was looking too, don't worry, but she is such a researcher, and she just like loves to look at those things, and she knows me better than anyone. So she was like, this sounds like you. Yeah, mom knows best. Yeah.
How about you, Carlo?
So I actually studied business and economics back in uni, and I did a summer program here in Spain to learn Spanish. And so I fell in love, and I was like, okay, I have to move here. I'm gonna do something here. And then I found this program to teach English in Spain. So I moved here. I was teaching English for a few years, and I was like, I don't want to go yet. I love it so much here. So similar to your mom, I was like looking at all the different programs of, what can I study here in Spain? And I saw this program here in Murcia because it was innovation, it was tourism, and it was marketing. So it was a mix of different things. And I fell in love with the idea of studying not studying just in one discipline, but studying many different things, and ended up here.
That's so nice. Like you have your mom as
Yeah.
the researcher, and you have that passion of staying in Spain. So you find a way of like getting that master's degree and then like staying in here and living the life in Spain. That's so amazing. So what were the biggest challenge before coming in here? Like immigration, like everything that happens before going in here in UCAM. So can you share a little bit of that process?
Yeah, I mean, like anything, I've studied abroad before, so I kind of know a little bit about the process. However, Spain is a completely different country, so it's a very different process, and you guys will know as well. But it was a little bit tricky, to be honest, because there's not a lot of information sometimes, but the university was really helpful in sending some like guidelines on what to do, found some blogs that really helped as well. But like coming from Australia, like we had to email the consulate itself and then get them to send all the forms, and it was a lot of back and forth, to be honest. And then getting your visa and everything is like as crazy as like applying for everything here. You need to get things apostilled, you need to have everything like verified, and so yeah, it can take a really long time. And for me, like it was hard because I was overseas for a lot of it, so it was a lot of back and forth, a lot of phone calls, a lot of like rushing, and like a little bit of money spent trying to get things done last minute. But in the end, it like all worked out. But the process can be a little bit crazy, but knowing where to find the information and who to reach out to and like having the support of university was very helpful.
That is so nice. How about you, Carlo?
Yeah, I had a similar experience, I would say. It started way back when I applied. I would say I applied maybe, if we started in November, I applied around April, May. And even then, they were already helpful with like telling you which documents to gather, where you can get these documents, and they would be having like consultations every now and then, like video calls with the university. Okay, what's your status? And we'd also have to, update them. Like, I don't know if you did the same. Yeah, that you had to update. Okay, I got this document. And it was a lot of going back and forth between different offices back home in the Philippines. So it wasn't easy for sure, but it helped that there are a lot of people in my situation, at least back home in the Philippines, a lot of people applying for master's degrees, not just here at UCAM, but in other universities. So it was easy to connect with them through different like Facebook groups and different, WhatsApp groups. And that really helped.
Yeah,
right?
I think also for me, it also helped the international coordinators.
Yes.
Like through the process of like getting the welcome letter and everything like that, and then immigration processes, they go step by step with you, and you feel like you're guided if you feel like you're lost. So I think that's also a big help throughout the process. And like, I think for myself, my only struggle is like finding the best translator for my papers, because like moving here, you have to like at least translate all like transcript and everything, all the documents, and like luckily the university has some partners that would help you through that process. And so after getting all of those papers worked out, the immigration process, you coming here, can you give us your like what happened after that?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy because I feel like the process, it can be long and draining, and like, some days are better than others too, because sometimes you're just like, why am I doing this? Like it's taking so long. And then like once you actually get here, it's just like, I don't know, you just like feel a little bit at peace. I mean, for me, it was a little bit chaotic because when I first arrived, they lost my bag. So I didn't have anything for 4 days. And I don't speak Spanish very well yet, but I will get there.
We'll get there.
But yeah, the first 4 days I was like traumatized. I was like, oh my gosh. There's like, I have no clothes. I'm very new to this area. I don't know much. But thankfully, like, yeah, I had people who I could reach out to. We also have that other app called Going, which you could connect with other students going to the university, which helped. And yeah, I think after that first week and like once classes started and I felt a bit more settled, like finally got my stuff, like I was familiar with the area I was living in, like things started to feel really good, and like it's just been like really nice. And I know it's cool to like look back on it from now too, because at the time like I was so scared. Like it is a bit overwhelming sometimes, like I've done it before and I know what it's like, but that first like initial week, it's like, oh my gosh, what have I done? But then once you like get in the groove of everything, you like meet friends, you start your classes, like you just kind of forget because it goes so fast too, and you just get real comfortable with the area, so it's nice. Yeah.
I think what helped me was like reminding myself that a lot of people are in the same boat as me. It wasn't just me going through this, although a lot of times it felt like it. So even though I was living in Spain like before this, it was still, Murcia was still a new city for me. So I was like, oh, I don't know anyone there. what's my experience going to be like. But I just came here with like, okay, I'm going to have an open mind about it. I'm going to meet new people from all over the world.
Right.
It's going to be a new experience. It's going to be so much fun. So my first week, I was meeting my classmates, and we were already making plans. Hey, let's get dinner. Hey, let's go out. Hey, let's go try this new place. Let's visit this spot. So I think like you were saying, it really helped that, you know, everybody was in the same boat. And even with that app, that Go and Connect app, it was easy to like meet people or like find a place to stay or, you know, find activities to do.
I mean, like, to be honest, like, I found my best friend. Like, she's now my family here now in that app. Like, she's also from the Philippines, and we go through to the visa process together. And I felt like I was not alone. Like, it really helps because on that app, there's like, you find your same study and same nationality. So I feel like I'm safe. I have someone with me going. We have the same ticket going in here. Like, I'm all set. I feel like I am with someone that I know now. And that is like a preparation, like the university prepared you, you know, coming in here, and they don't make you feel like you are all alone. And
I mean, it's super helpful because at the end of the day, like, you are making this choice to like come by yourself, and it can be scary, but it's also amazing. And when you find people you can share that with, it's great. Yeah.
And how did that change your perspective, like studying abroad?
I mean, I love studying abroad. I think it's like the best thing ever because I feel like you learn so much about yourself, but also like you get a lot of life skills out of it. I feel like it helps me like grow and like get out of my comfort zone, and I like to push myself a lot because I want to know if I can do it. So like coming here, I was just like, okay, like mentally preparing myself, and like it's just a nice, I don't know, I feel like everyone should do it at least once in their life because it's such a cool opportunity, and like you meet so many people from around the world, and it's like you're sharing this experience that not many people get to have, and like it does make you closer. Like you guys have like made so many close friends, and like myself too. Like when you're put in like an environment where you're like out of your depths, like you do form much closer connections than when you would just maybe every day passing by someone. So I think it's a really cool opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I feel the same way because it opens up your world. Like, you know, if you just living back home and, you know, staying in your place is great, but coming here, it's like, wow, the world is so much bigger than I thought it was. And meeting people and, you know, from different backgrounds with different perspectives on like life and culture and all these different things really makes you, I feel like, really makes you feel more, I don't know, human, if that's the right word, but it really makes you feel in touch with other people, and it makes you happy. I don't know, I feel so happy that I'm here and I'm meeting all these people, learning from them as well. And like you were saying, like they've become my closest friends. Because being here, I think everybody being abroad, when you are all together in this situation, you become close like that. Like even within a week, some of these people, like I would tell so many things that, you know, so many random facts about me that I didn't think I would tell to someone I just met in a week. But I guess that's what being abroad does, and studying abroad does. It's just
because you have that same connection, same situation, and like you're trusting the process together, like building this experience together, and like and it's so amazing to like. For me, I never thought of like thinking I have a friend now from Croatia. I have a friend now from Bulgaria. Like you know, those connections, those friendship, you wouldn't know until you try. You know, going out of your comfort zone and like being here, like we're here. And like I want to ask you this, like it might be controversial. So we have the immigration process, we have the housing now, like we have everything. We're here now in UCAM. Like I want to know, be honest.
Okay.
You have to be honest.
All right.
You have to be honest.
I'll do my best.
How's life in UCAM so far? Like how has it been? Like, tell us your experience in the university.
Honestly, I'm loving it. I feel like obviously in life, like some days are better than others, but this is like been an amazing course. I've met a lot of amazing people since I've been here, and I really love the Spanish lifestyle. Like it could not be more opposite from back in Australia, but I don't know, I'm just so used to it now. I'm like, this is great. Like,
what are those unique experiences?
Like we love siesta, like Sundays, everything's closed, and I'm not used to that. But, you know, I think I've said this before, like it's actually a really nice reminder because I feel like the culture here, like it reminds you to just like slow down because back home, like we rush through everything. Like you work all the time, you like, you know, you just rush through life. And like here, I feel like sometimes it like forces you to actually like spend time to like relax, be with your friends, like remember where you are. And like, it is really, really nice. And I love that. And I just love that everyone stays up late. Like at night you go out for dinner and you can be home by like 12, 1 a.m. just because you've been talking all night. And I love that. I just feel like it's a really nice culture and like really good community. And like, especially being here and like, you know, meeting people who are in the same boat, you can just go into the city center and like go get tapas and have like tinto di verano. And it's just like, it's a great way to end the night. I love it.
Carlo?
No, I feel the same. I think at the start there was a little bit of a culture shock, you know, coming here because at least back home in the Philippines, it's very like work. Whereas here, it's like there's a good balance, I would say, where people like to, you know, they like to have fun, but they also, when it comes to like studying, they take it seriously. So one of the things that for me personally, I had like to adjust was with the lunchtime and dinner time. If you guys don't know here, it's at 2 p.m. for lunch and 9 p.m. for dinner, more or less. So it's something I was like, wow, that's so late. I don't know if I could do that. But now, anytime I have dinner before 9, I'm like, wow, it's pretty early. Why are we having dinner at 8 p.m.? It should be at 9. You know, so things like that, that after being here, you kind of adapt to it and you take it with you. And like you were saying, it's so nice to like live in the center, for example, of the city. And after class, you and your friends can just go for a little beer or a little drink after. And then we can even walk around, go to the park, and when it's time to go home, all right, bye. And we all just live like a 5-10 minute walk from each other. So it's kind of like being at a camp almost. Everyone's all in the same city, everyone's all finding themselves, doing their own things, but also at the same time, like doing things together.
For sure.
For me, one of the mind-blowing things that, you know, I was like really shocked. Like when I was in the university, I was in the cafeteria. It's not the usual, like that there are choices of cerveza. Like it's not like the usual in my college, in my university, like they don't serve it, but that's the culture here. It's not that I'm promoting drinking, drink moderately, guys, but like it's so amazing that, you know, I mean, like it's a culture here. And like I think it's not being pushed, but you know, it's people are being mindful. Sometimes you need that extra, like a little of that cerveza, like you know, after a long day, and like they give you that choice, and that one surprised me. And even the international like day, we have the DJ, like we have these activities, and it was so really fun that we are here to experience those things that are not usual. Back when I was in my university, it really, really surprised me. And then like one of the things also that surprised me is like how like the tapas in here. We have those like tapa in my country, but like I never knew that there's like tapa in Spain is a thing. What are your thoughts about it? Like I want to know, like do you love tapa? Like do you have a specific like?
My favorite tapa is probably patatas bravas.
Ooh, that's
my favorite.
Good one.
I love it. I could eat it all day.
Mine, as of the moment, it's marinera, which is like typical here in Murcia. I'm sure you guys have tried it. But it's like a Russian salad on this little like biscuit. Oof, it hits the spot. And I just love the idea of like having lots of little dishes, you know.
I love the food here.
It's great.
That's one of the best things.
Oh, absolutely.
And the best thing is like in the cafeteria too, like if you want paella, like sometimes they got it for you.
Love paella.
We love.
And I want to go and dig deep in like choosing your masters. Like I want to know like how did you go into that process of like this is what I want, and they're like giving it, and like I am so surprised that they have this. They cater this like particularly to those people, like you know, like you feel like it was meant for you, like
my course, like I was saying, you know, I looked for a little while at home for like sport management kind of master's degrees, and when I found this one, like there was a lot to it that I really loved. One of them was that it was like 5-ish months of classes, and then like practical work experience was part of the degree, and it was mandatory. And I loved that because for me personally, like I always learn so much more by like doing things and like especially like in real life. So I liked that the practical side of it was incorporated into the course. I also loved that the university itself is aligned with UCAM University baloncesto. And I've always wanted to like work with a professional team. So my hope was that like I'd be able to like have connections here and get a bit more of experience in that. And just like all the lecturers that we have too, we have different ones every week. And it's really nice because they give us like real life, you know, examples, and like we get to hear from them what they do in their everyday. And, you know, you have those connections then forever. So like we'll link up with them on LinkedIn, and, you know, if there's job opportunities or whatever, like can reach out to them. And I just think it's like one of the best things about this course is like, you know, you get to meet so many people and experience a lot of different things, and there's great connections, and the classes are also small. And I also just love that it was in Spain because I've always wanted to like move here and try and learn Spanish. So it was just like a lot of things. And, you know, like the weather as well in Murcia is warm. It's similar to Australia, and I like being near the beach. So there was like so many things about not only the course, but like the location and everything as well. So yeah, it was a lot of good things to it. I love.
Yeah, I went the route of making an Excel sheet. I feel like that's the best way that I can organize my thoughts. I made a column for the university, the program, start date, tuition, and then I put out even a link to see the website. And most of the programs I saw were just either one thing. It's just either tourism or something in business or marketing or something in innovation or another thing. But here it was one of the few programs, if not the only one I could think of, it's the only one I can think of that had a little bit of everything. And even going through the curriculum, I was like, okay, this is really cool. It's really interesting. There's an internship option, and we even have like trips. Like we went on a trip to Madrid for like a tourism festival. We're gonna go to Benidorm in March, I think, you know, as part of the program. So it's a lot of like inside the classroom and even outside the classroom experience, which is nice because I feel like that's what it's going to be like, you know, post graduating in the real world. You need that outside classroom experience. And we even went to like the virtual reality room here in UCAM, which I didn't even know they had until they told us in class. Like, oh, you're going to go to the virtual reality room next week. We're like, oh, all right.
Yeah, I got excited about that. And like, I want to know, like, a while ago we're talking about like language barrier, and like things like that. You have to understand Spanish, like thoughts of like, I might not understand like and everything, but how's like your Spanish has been like, you know?
Great question.
Very good question.
For me, like I've been wanting to learn Spanish for a long time, and I still don't know much. But I was worried because in previous years when I have done an exchange, like it was an English speaking country and I was always fine. So that thought, like it was a little bit scary at the start because I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to communicate. But like you find your way, you know, like we have Google Translate, and in Murcia, like not many people speak English. So you kind of got to find your way a little bit, but there's always someone that can like help you out. But I always found that like Google Translate really helps. And then like started taking A1 Spanish classes. So I know the basics now. So it is helpful, but it is intimidating at first. But I think you just got to be like, go into it with an open mind because like you might be surprised at how well you can actually handle things. Like if you go into it with an open mind, like you will be fine. But if you try to like psych yourself out beforehand, like you'll struggle a little bit.
So I know Carlo has like background, like, you know, he can communicate, but like...
He could have a conversation with you right now.
Like, I just want to ask Carlo, like, how long, like, you can have a decent conversation, like, in Spanish? Like, how long it would take you? Like, you know?
That's a really good question. So back in university, I took a minor in Spanish. So I already took some classes, and I think I mentioned it a while ago, I did like a summer program here in Spain to learn Spanish. But when I actually moved to Spain, it didn't really, I mean, it helped. I had a good foundation, but it's different, like knowing it in your head and then actually like getting it out from your mouth into the real world. So honestly, that took me some time, maybe like a little more than 1.5 years to 2 years, I would say, that I would consider myself like fluent. I think one thing I wish I'd done more that I'm glad I'm doing now is immersing myself in all different forms of media. So like watching movies and TV shows in Spanish with Spanish subtitles, or listening to Spanish music, or even just watching, like being on Spanish TikTok is funny too. You know, they have their own world there. And it's funny to just like, you know, see it and like understand like, oh, I get why this is funny now. So little things like that just kind of add up, and, you know, make you more confident. Because at the end of the
For
day,
sure.
I think that's what it is. It's the
Yeah.
confidence.
It is the
Confidence.
confidence.
Even if you're saying
Absolutely.
the wrong things, even if you're just saying one or two
Just
words,
try.
just try.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
try,
like,
you'll get
Hola,
there.
buenos dias. I'm
Yeah.
living my life by just knowing hola and buenos dias.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
That's
exactly.
it.
that's it. You
You're
just need
done.
that la cuenta. Like, you'll live.
Por
like,
favor,
You know,
gracias.
it's you're gonna be fine. I feel like
be
like
fine.
those worries about language barrier.
Yeah.
I think like as you grow and like as you have those like everyday scenarios,
Yeah.
you'll get used to it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, especially when it comes to like ordering food or
Oh,
like
yeah.
getting groceries, you just pick up
Right.
little words here
Yeah.
and there. It gets easier.
so now I have this question. So if you have the advice
Yeah.
for those people who are afraid to take this leap, what would you say, like based in all the experiences that you've been through?
I feel like you just got to do it because I feel like sometimes life goes so quickly that you just like miss opportunities, and sometimes things have to line up for it to happen, but if it does, like just do it because you'll be so grateful and thankful to yourself for doing it in the long run. And it might be scary and not every day is going to be great. Every day is going to be a roller coaster, but the experience and the memories that you get from it, like there's nothing else quite like it. And like just pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, like you grow so much as a person, and I don't know, it's just like a nice way to like have perspective and meet new people. And sometimes you just gotta like have faith in yourself that you can do it because you can. And you have people who are in the same boat as you have people who can support you, and just don't wait, just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
E too, Carlo.
Para me. I would say just take that leap of faith.
Yeah.
You know, it's obviously it's scary moving abroad or maybe doing something
Yeah.
completely different, like from what you've been doing the past few years, changing your routine entirely. But at the end of the day, it's an opportunity. Not everyone gets this chance to go abroad, live in Spain, and learn something with
Yeah.
people from all over the world. So you should take it, I think. But I think another thing that I would say to people who are thinking of doing this is like set your expectations like at the right amount. Because if you set it too high, you
Yeah.
might feel like, what am I doing? Is this right for me? But if you set it too low, maybe you'll also, I don't know, you'll be feeling weird here. You'll come out
Yeah.
like, why am I here? So I think just
You're
understand
minded.
that there will be ups and downs, but
definitely.
at the end of the day, it's going to be so worth it.
Yeah, you have to trust the process.
Exactly.
the process.
that.
Always remember, for me, it's like it's not a matter of like making right or wrong choice, but being able to live by the choices that you make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Just
be
enjoy
there,
it.
like have faith, like at the end of the day, just let it out.
Everything
Yeah.
happens for a reason.
Exactly.
And like
Yeah.
now in our segment, I'm so excited because like this segment I'm so excited about because we're gonna show you guys a slice of Spain. Like, in here, like in this part of the podcast, we're gonna show you how like what are the things in Spain are famous of. Like there's like churros or anything, but on this episode, we're gonna teach you like a very famous. Is it a like?
It's a slang term.
It's a
So
slang term.
Okay.
here in Murcia, they have
Great.
this saying. It's called acho.
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 What
Yeah.
is that?
So acho comes from the word muchacho, so like friend or
Okay.
amigo or guy. So
Acho.
it's something like acho, ¿cómo estás? Like hey, how
I
are
like
you?
it.
So it's something very typical here in
So how will I
Murcia.
use it? How like in a like?
Give me a sentence.
Okay,
Give
I'll be like acho, ¿cómo estás? Like how are you, bro? Like what's up?
Oh, okay.
Acho. Something that they would say here in Murcia. I don't think they say it in other parts of Spain.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
So when they arrive in the airport, like, acho. Acho. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But
You're just gonna go around telling
yeah,
everyone.
you're just gonna be like acho,
Acho,
acho, acho.
but thank you so much, Tia and Carlo,
Thank
for
you. Thanks for
gracing
having
your
us.
time here at our
course.
UCAM boarding pass. It was such a pleasure to have you here and share your experience. And
Yeah.
that's a wrap on our very first episode of UCAM Boarding Pass. We've talked about the fears, the doubts, and the challenges of studying abroad, but more importantly, we've also heard incredible stories of courage, resilience, and growth. If there's one thing to take away, from today, fear is just a sign that you're about to do something meaningful. Every international student starts with uncertainty, but it's a stepping stone, and you have to move forward despite the fear, and that's where we truly grow. A huge thank you, Tia and Carlo, once again. And for those people who are thinking of studying abroad, UCAM offers not just education, but an experience that shapes your future. If you're, if you are looking for a university that supports your dream and connect you to the world, UCAM might just be the right place for you. So please follow our social at UCAM Universidad. In social media platforms, you can also follow them if you want to share your social media.
Oh, yes. So you can find me at Tia Schwoger _ I think.
Okay. Yeah, it's there.
It's there.
It'll be down there.
It'll be somewhere.
Somewhere down there. And you can find me on Instagram too, Carlo Kapinpuyan. We're open for messages.
We're
Yeah,
happy
anyone
to
has
help
questions.
here. Like,
Yeah.
to all the Filipinos, you can message me. You can follow me on Instagram at CK. And, there's www.ucam.com that will help you with all the inquiries that you need. And that has been UCAM Boarding Pass. Until the next episode, thank you and adios.